Hey, Lions Nation! We're back with another exclusive video bringing you all the latest news about our beloved Detroit Lions. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss anything about the team. Now, let's get into the news. It's good to be back, especially after having some time off to recharge and reset. Having a break like that really gives you a chance to step back from the grind and refocus. For me, the week was a nice mix of family time and reflection. My kids were excited, thinking we were going to do something incredible, but it was more about enjoying the little moments together. One of the highlights was having my middle son, Moses, come to work with me on Thursday. He had a great time, but I made sure he knew it was still work, even if he thought it would be all fun. I had to be at football, soccer, and basketball events that week, but we made it work. Beyond spending time with family, the time off gave me a chance to look at the bigger picture of our team's performance. I took a step back to think about how we can keep improving, what we've done well, and areas we need to grow. Watching other teams and the way they're performing this season is also valuable. It's often hard to see what other teams are doing when you're in the middle of the season. So taking a moment to observe the landscape of the league and analyze how others are doing can spark new ideas and give you insights. Moses had some interesting suggestions for me. He asked me to come home earlier, which made me smile because I knew he was excited to have me around more. One night, I walked in, and he was already in my bed, watching Monday Night Football. It was nice to see him so excited. Even though we didn't have a grand week planned, moments like these are exactly what I needed. I even spent some time working with Moses, teaching him receiver drills and running back plays. It wasn't all fun and games, though. He quickly realized it's more about focus and commitment to the craft, which is a valuable lesson in itself. Shifting gears to Dominic Love, he's another player who has been quietly impressing me. He's buried on the depth chart for understandable reasons, but he's been putting in the work, especially on special teams. He's been doing a fantastic job for the scout team and has even been named show team player multiple times. His growth as a slot and outside receiver has been evident. There was a little bit of a setback during camp that slowed his progress, but he's caught up quickly. One of the benefits of being on the sideline for some time is that he's been able to watch the veterans closely. He's learning a lot from guys like Saint, and he's really absorbing the details of what it takes to be a professional. Dominic is doing well in the special teams game, which is an area we've been focusing on. TLA and Dominic have both been great in the gunner game, helping us create pressure and forcing fair catches. Even if they don't make the first hit, they're putting pressure on the returner and giving us the chance to rally to the ball. When players are on the scout team, they often have to step into the shoes of the opponent's best players. For Dominic, that means studying Zay Flowers, learning his movements, and replicating his skills during practice. This experience is invaluable for a young player like him because it lets him see firsthand what it takes to succeed at a high level. Watching these top players and mimicking their movements helps him improve his own game and develop confidence. It's also a great opportunity for him to see areas where he can get better, as he often realizes, hey, I'm already better than this. That confidence boost is huge. Speaking of growth, one player who has really been impressive is Graham. Moving from guard to center was a big step for him, and it's been great to see how he's handled that transition. The biggest challenge when moving to center is communication. A center needs to be the communicator for the offensive line, but also for the quarterback, ensuring that everyone is on the same page. I've seen his communication improve a lot. The physicality was always there, but now he's playing with more speed and efficiency. He's not just blocking well, he's directing the line and helping the quarterback set up the protection. The mental side of the game has been key for Graham's development, and it's clear that he's embraced the leadership aspect of the role. Jameson has been a player we've had some ups and downs with. He's had games where he's been nearly invisible, with just 1 or 2 catches, and then other games where he's made a huge impact. The inconsistency has been tough, but it's something we're working through. The goal for Jameson is to find that balance, getting more consistent production without hitting that plateau. We know he has the ability to be a game changer, but we need to give him more opportunities. It's all about putting him in the right situations, especially on third downs. The more we can convert third downs, the more chances he'll have to make plays. Jameson is a competitor. When things don't go his way, you can see it on his face. It's a sign of someone who cares and doesn't want to settle for mediocrity. I'm proud of how he's handled adversity this season, staying ready and staying focused. When you're a receiver, it's not just about your talent. You need to be ready to step up in key moments, and Jameson understands that. We've had some tough moments, but I'm confident that he'll get where we need him to be. On the topic of third downs, Coach Campbell has really been emphasizing the importance of improving in that area. Third downs are critical, and we've been working hard to improve our execution. It's not just about schemes or personnel. It's about making sure everything clicks when it matters most. We've been breaking down past games to analyze what's worked and what hasn't. It's all about refining the details and getting everyone on the same page. If we can improve our third down production, we'll be in a much better position moving forward. Now, let's talk about the secondary's performance. I was extremely impressed with how the guys stepped up on Monday night. With some key players out, we needed our younger guys to step into more prominent roles, and they delivered. Eric Howlett, who played both corner and nickel during training camp, was thrust into the safety position and played over 50 snaps. Not only did he handle the role, but he also made some crucial plays. Lawrence Strickland was another guy who had a big impact on the game, especially with his play at the end. Thomas Harper, who's been making strides, also had a great game, especially with his tackle on the counterplay. These guys showed they're ready for more responsibility. When you have players like Eric and Lawrence, who didn't get a lot of reps during the week, it speaks to the culture we've built here. Everyone knows that they could be called upon at any moment, and when they are, they perform. The coaching staff deserves a lot of credit for creating that level of readiness across the roster. We've been decimated at times this season with injuries, but we've had players step up all over the field, and that speaks volumes about the depth we've built. It's been a collective effort, and I'm proud of how everyone has embraced their role and taken advantage of every opportunity. Reflecting on the past few weeks, I realize how much we've grown as a team. The challenges we've faced, injuries, tough games, inconsistent play, have only made us stronger. We've got a long way to go, but I'm confident that we'll continue to improve, especially if we keep focusing on the details. Whether it's on third downs, receiver play, or special teams, we're committed to getting better every week. The growth has been evident, and I'm excited to see what's next. Before we move on, take a second to drop a like and subscribe. That way, you'll stay up to date with every exclusive Lions update, and you'll even have a chance to win an official Detroit Lions jersey. Let's keep going. In an unprecedented move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, JALEN RAMSEY, the superstar cornerback, has officially been traded to the Detroit Lions in what could be described as one of the most significant trades in recent NFL history. The move, which was confirmed by sources close to the team, comes after weeks of speculation and rumors swirling around Ramsey's future with the Los Angeles Rams. In a deal that has left fans and analysts alike scratching their heads, the Lions have landed one of the league's most dominant defensive players, and the ramifications of this trade will undoubtedly be felt throughout the league for years to come. For months, JALEN RAMSEY's name has been linked to several teams, with his future in Los Angeles uncertain due to salary cap issues and the Rams' shifting priorities. However, nobody saw this coming. Ramsey has found a new home in Detroit, a team that has shown significant promise in recent seasons but has still struggled to take the next step into true championship contention. This trade is a bold move by the Lions front office, signaling that they are all in on building a defense that can compete with the league's elite teams. The trade itself is historic not just because of Ramsey's stature in the league, but also because of the massive haul the Rams received in return. The Lions are sending a combination of multiple first-round picks, a top-tier defensive player, and several future assets to Los Angeles. The Rams, who have been in a bit of a rebuilding phase since their Super Bowl victory, will look to use these assets to strengthen their roster and build for the future. The details of the trade are still being finalized, but it's expected that the Rams will receive the equivalent of at least 2 first-round picks over the next 3 years, a second-round pick, and a standout young player to fill the void left by Ramsey's departure. For the Lions, acquiring Ramsey is nothing short of a game-changer. The 6-time Pro Bowl cornerback is widely considered one of the best defensive players in the NFL, known for his ability to shut down top receivers and disrupt offenses. Ramsey's physicality, speed, and football IQ make him a nightmare for quarterbacks, and his presence in Detroit's secondary instantly elevates the Lions' defense to a level they haven't reached in years. The Lions have been building a solid defensive unit under head coach Dan Campbell, and Ramsey's arrival is the missing piece that could turn them into a top-tier defensive force. The addition of Ramsey gives the Lions a formidable 1-2 punch in their secondary alongside their already talented safety, Tracy Walker. With Ramsey locking down one side of the field, Walker and the other defensive backs will be able to focus on taking away other threats, creating opportunities for turnovers, and putting more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The Lions' defense, which was once a liability, is now one of the most promising units in the league. But what does this trade mean for the Rams? While parting with Ramsey is a tough pill to swallow for Los Angeles fans, the Rams front office is confident that this move will pay off in the long run. With the cap space freed up by trading Ramsey, the Rams will be able to pursue other needs on their roster, potentially adding more weapons on offense or bolstering their defensive line. The Rams are in a transition period, and this trade is part of their long-term strategy to rebuild and retool their roster while maintaining a competitive edge. For the Lions, however, this trade is a clear indication of their intentions for the future. It's not just about acquiring a star cornerback. It's about signaling to the rest of the NFL that the Lions are no longer content with being a middle-of-the-pack team. They are gunning for a championship, and with the addition of Ramsey, they have taken a huge step forward. The Lions now boast one of the most well-rounded rosters in the league, with a young, talented quarterback in Jared Goff, a strong offensive line, and a defense that could be poised to make a serious run at the playoffs in the coming years. The ripple effect of this trade will be felt across the league, with other teams now looking to follow suit and make aggressive moves of their own to compete with the newly empowered Lions. The NFC North, long dominated by teams like the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings, now has a new contender at the top of the division. The Lions, with their improved defense and offensive weapons, could very well be the team to beat in the coming seasons. Ramsey's arrival in Detroit also raises some intriguing questions about the future of the Rams. With their Super Bowl win still fresh in their minds, the Rams are clearly in a rebuilding phase, and it will be fascinating to see how they use the assets from this trade to reshape their roster. Will they focus on adding younger talent, or will they make a push to remain competitive in the short term? One thing is for sure. The Rams are no longer the same team that hoisted the Lombardi Trophy just a couple of seasons ago. For Jalen Ramsey, this trade marks the next chapter in his storied career. The cornerback has been one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL for years, and his arrival in Detroit signals that he's not just a player looking to finish out his career on a team that's rebuilding. Ramsey is here for a reason, to help lead the Lions to their first ever Super Bowl championship. And with his talent, leadership, and winning mentality, he just might be the player who can turn the Lions into a championship contender. The impact of this trade won't be felt just on the field. Ramsey's leadership, his tenacity, and his ability to elevate those around him will be a game-changer for the Lions' locker room. He's a player who demands excellence from his teammates, and that mentality will help push the Lions to new heights. Ramsey's arrival in Detroit is more than just a player coming to a new team. It's a statement that the Lions are ready to compete with the best. As the NFL season continues, all eyes will be on Detroit and their newly revamped defense. Can they live up to the hype? Will Jalen Ramsey lead the Lions to their first Super Bowl title? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. The NFC is now on notice, and the Detroit Lions are a team to watch. We bring you the latest Lions news every single day. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And of course, drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Your voice makes a difference for Lions Nation. See you in the next video.